Hello everyone, here is a presentation about social media marketing, or how to really connect with your existing or prospective customers. Social media marketing could be your golden strategy, your main way to successfully connect with your clients, but it can also be a huge waste of your time and energy if not done properly. Social media marketing needs to be approached strategically and needs to be well thought of. Here are actually the 7 principles of social media marketing. The acronym of those 7 principles is actually the word connect, as the key to success on social media is to effectively connect and build relationship and trust with your target audience. So the 7 principles are context, online and offline synergy, newness, network, expand, convert, and test. What is actually social media? According to Merriam-Webster dictionary, it's any form of electronic communication through which users, and the emphasis is on the word users, create online communities to share information, ideas, personal messages, and other content. It all started in the late 1990s and early 2000s. So in year 2006, Time magazine announced that the person of the year is actually you, users. According to a recent study by Comscore, for example, today 9 out of 10 internet users actually visit social networks. One of the ways to share content on the internet was actually one of the first ways was actually through blogging, posting your own comments, thoughts on a websites like, for example, WordPress, which is, by the way, today the leading content management platform in the world. Then we have also Facebook, very well known, started in year 2004, and now we actually have even more than 1 billion users connecting, mostly on a personal basis, but also now more and more for business use on Facebook. Then we have Google Plus, Google's own attempt to create a social networking platform, and Google's own YouTube, also known as the world's leading video sharing website. Then, of course, we have Twitter, microblogging website. So it's not just blogging, it's microblogging, because Twitter would enable only short messages up to 140 characters. There is a Chinese version of Twitter, it's Weibo, and reportedly it has actually many more users than Twitter. Then now we also have Vine, Twitter's own video sharing service. This is the service where you can upload only videos up to 6 seconds in a Twitter-like fashion, only short content. If you want to connect and network with business professionals, this is the ultimate place where you want to go. This is one of the most powerful networks today on the internet. It's called LinkedIn. That's where you can connect with like-minded professionals. If you want to network for your business, LinkedIn, the world's largest networking platform, is the way to go, as it enables an efficient way to search and connect with millions of business professionals around the world. If you like photography, here's a website for you. It's Flickr, where you can post and share your art with your friends. Also, if you like sharing your personal photos and memories, there is more and more popular Instagram. And if you like chatting, video chatting, there's Snapchat. Then if you like blogs, and if you want to find and explore new blogs and bookmark those blogs, there is a platform, social media platform called Tumblr. If you are a little bit of overwhelmed with lots of links, a huge number of links and pages that you like, you can organize all of them through a social bookmarking website called Delicious, or stumble upon another social bookmarking websites where you can not only bookmark the favorite pages and links, but you can also share those links with your friends. And finally, there is more and more popular Pinterest. That's where you create your own virtual board, your own digital board, where you can pin various photos, images, infographics, that you like. You can organize them into various boards, and you can share those boards with your friends and business associates. As you have noticed, there are actually very different social media channels or platforms today. And here's an attempt to categorize those channels in 4 different types: bookmarking and aggregating websites like Delicious and StumbleUpon, content creating, for example YouTube, where you can create your own videos and upload those videos, social networking, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and location-based networks like more and more popular Foursquare and Gowalla. Here is a look at how social media is different than the traditional media. As you can see, social media enables quick and easy content update. It enables two-way communication, and it empowers the customers. Two-way communication, and it empowers the customers. It puts the customers in the center of the whole communication. These are all the good news for any business professionals, as this is exactly the dream of any marketer, putting the customer in the center, yet being able to not only more effectively and efficiently communicate with the customer, but also to measure outcomes. And also we have to emphasize the sharing and the viral potential of social media, which is actually very high. These are all the reasons why social media is gaining popularity. Everyone is talking about social media today, and once again, social media is putting the customer in the center, enabling more efficient and more effective communication with the customer, and still being able to measure those outcomes. Now let's have a look at the 7 principles of how to connect with your customers through social media. The first one is context. We need to put your social media marketing in a broader business context. To me, that's probably the most important one. Too often we just forget about the big picture, and we start doing social media. We open a Facebook page, a business Facebook page or Twitter account, yet we forget the big picture. For example, we need to ask ourselves, what is your overall company's vision? Where are you going? And what are your main business objectives? How can social media help you achieve your main business objectives? What are the areas where social media can help you and how it can help you? Number 4, who is your target audience on social media? Who are you talking to? And where, on what channel is your target audience on social media? Are they maybe on Facebook or LinkedIn or wherever? Number 6, what are your social media objectives? So now we are kind of focusing on specifically on social media objectives like number of likes or followers or leads, sales, traffic, etc. And number 7, how will you use social media strategically? There are a couple of different strategic uses of social media according to Rob Stokes, one of the authors of a textbook on digital marketing. Number 1, you can use social media to communicate better with your customers and with your own community that you create online, or maybe you can do customer support, like for example Best Buy. They do lots of customer support through Twitter. Then you can use social media for reputation management. In other words, you might want to fix some of the problems that you have in your regular business by creating excellent image in social media. Then you can use social media to optimize your website better. So you really use the synergy between social media and website to create better visibility on the internet. Or you can communicate and broadcast your message through social media channels like Twitter. For example, Wimbledon tennis tournament, they communicate the scores and the results of various matches through Twitter. Then you can use social media to create better awareness and to advertise online to generate new leads and new sales, of course, which is the ultimate goal. And finally, to even get some feedback, get some insights from customers and do more research. These are the strategic uses of social media. The second principle in the Connect model is called online/offline mode, or some people call it mix mode, online and offline. It's all about online and offline synergy. In other words, you need to complement your social media marketing with traditional marketing whenever possible. Don't get too excited about social media marketing. Don't neglect your other marketing instruments. An example of online and offline synergy is when you get a new connection, for example, on LinkedIn, and then you follow up with an email or with a phone call or with a meeting with that person. That is very important. There's no point in just expanding your connections on LinkedIn without following up. Another example is advertising your Facebook page in, say, newspaper, and then getting new followers, then getting those new followers to maybe get to your online or offline store, and then once they get to your store, get them to sign up for your email list, and then send them an email and bring them to store again, etc., etc. So it's all about the synergy. Marketing is actually like a symphony. Every instrument helps create a harmony, which reminds me of a concept that started back in the 1990s or earlier called excuse me, integrated marketing communications, IMC. In other words, you have to integrate and combine all your marketing instruments, all your marketing methods. Finally, just a reminder to be smart. Don't spend too much of your time on social media. The results are unfortunately not always in direct proportion with effort. In other words, you can spend so much time on your social media without much result. So it's really important to be smart, to be selective, and to know exactly what your objectives are. The third principle in the Connect model is networking. You need to find every single opportunity to network. To successfully network, the first step is to listen and observe. Follow other people and companies, like their pages, bookmark various blogs, listen and observe. The second step is to build your presence, build your own Facebook page, LinkedIn page, Twitter account. And then as a third step, you need to let everyone know about your page. Maybe you want to expand your network of business associates on LinkedIn, for example. Here's one technique that I use on LinkedIn. For example, I can try to find out who is the vice president of marketing at a certain company, like for example Best Buy. So I googled vice president marketing at Best Buy, and I found out that this is a certain person called Angela Scardillo. And so I entered this name in LinkedIn. This is just an example, and I found out that actually I have shared connections, 6 shared connections with Angela. So she is my second degree connection. It could be a second degree, it could be a third degree, but there are always some shared connections or ways to get introduced through friends and your connections to Angela or to whoever you want to. So really we live in a world of maybe 2 or 3 degrees of separation, as you might be familiar with the theory of 6 degrees of separation that existed before the internet. The theory was that we can connect with anyone in the world in only 6 through only 6 friends and friends, etc. So now with the internet, we are really separated only 2 or 3 steps from our prospective client or new connection. Another way to expand your connection and to expand your network is to, for example, thank any new followers. First of all, to follow lots of people on Twitter, and then they will follow you, most likely. And then you thank them for following you, and you direct them maybe to your Facebook page, so you expand your number of followers and likes on your Facebook page. So you need to kind of cross-promote between Twitter and Facebook and expand your network. And finally, the fourth step in networking is to engage in a dialogue, to engage in a communication with your target audience. Get involved, post your comments, respond to their questions, ask questions. Social media is all about the dialogue, it's all about engaging. Remember, however, that it's not only about a number of likes and the number of followers. Social media marketing is not about numbers. It is about the quality of relationship. Sometimes it pays to have only 100 or 500 followers or 1,000 connections on LinkedIn instead of 6,000, yet those are your quality, your trusted contacts. And finally, ask yourself, did you manage to get your followers to really like you and to really trust you? So that's the ultimate test. Another principle, another letter N, this time for newness. Give something new, something of real value to your followers. It is so important to create original, compelling content to educate your customers because our brains love experiencing something new. There's lots of research to support that we actually feel happier when we are exposed to new information and when we learn something new. Educate your customers, educate your prospective customers. They will appreciate your help, and as a result, they will be more likely to do business with you. Here's an example of how a Twitter account search engine lands. They have 250,000 followers, and they educate their customers about search engine optimization. I've run my own blog since year 2006, and I keep educating my customers and prospective customers about various new trends on the internet and in the technology field. Here's a quick look at the website, the last post, how are marketing departments going to allocate their budget in the future, about e-learning boom, about the 7 habits of successful online marketers, 5 tips for creating effective Google ads, and more top tech tips for launching a successful crowdfunding campaign, brand advocacy index, the biggest e-commerce spending day in history, etc. And then an E in this connect model, it's about expanding. It is important to promote and advertise your content and expand beyond the circle of your own friends and friends' friends. Organic growth is great. In other words, by organic growth is meant just posting your own thoughts and comments and everything, and then hoping that some people will pick it up and tell their friends, which is great. But paid expansion is faster. In other words, think about advertising on Facebook to get new likes and followers and new leads at facebook.com/advertising. There are lots of ways to super effectively advertise on Facebook. You can expect different kind of results with your Facebook ads. For example, more likes, more clicks to your website, more maybe if you have your own app installs, etc. Event responses. So you can design your campaign to achieve different objectives. You can advertise on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is actually one of my favorite channels for advertising my own business. LinkedIn has a powerful platform where you can select your target audience. Maybe your target audience are, say, human resources assistants, just an example, or brand managers or whatever. So you can target only those professionals with certain function and a certain seniority at a certain location, etc. You will have to pay for that premium version of LinkedIn between, I don't know, $40, $50 up to $100 a month. But with that premium version of LinkedIn, you have an option to actually even connect with expanded network of business professionals to send them so-called in-mail, which is a special direct LinkedIn message to any connection, any business professional on LinkedIn. And if they do not respond back to you, you get a credit back. In other words, you can try to connect with another professional with no extra cost. So think about purchasing a premium version of LinkedIn account and using so-called in-mail function to connect better with your target business professionals. Then you can also advertise on Twitter. This is relatively new, still in the phase of exploration and expansion, but it's definitely worth giving it a try. And also you can advertise on YouTube. If you have great videos, you can post them on YouTube and actually pay to get more impressions, more views, and more followers on your channel. And then there is a C in the Connect model for conversion, or for call to action, or for sales if you want to. Use social media to help you create a new sales and new leads whenever possible. It's really important not to forget that social media is not just about branding, it is also about converting your prospects into your customers. I've just talked about LinkedIn, and here is that premium version, or in this particular case, executive version of their account, which you pay if billed annually something like $80 a month, or if paid on a monthly basis, then you go with $100 a month, and you get 25 so-called in-mail messages giving you an opportunity to connect with 25 plus individuals. Only those that respond count, and connect with them and send them a message and see if they are interested in your services. So that's another way to try to actually use social media like LinkedIn to promote and close the deal. In order to convert, you need to provide call to action in some of your posts and tweets. You don't want to put a call to action in every single post, in every single tweet. So there is some rule of thumb called 4-1-1 rule. 4-1-1 rule, meaning that you need to tweet at least 4 times with some new content, and then you can retweet once other people's content, and then you can provide call to action once as well. So it's 4 new tweets, 1 retweet, and 1 call to action. 4-1-1. So whatever the principle is it 4-1-1 or 5-1-1, doesn't really matter. The idea is to not to forget to provide call to action in some of your posts and tweets. Here's an example of a brand new way to actually tweet to buy on Amazon. So for example, if you see something that you want to purchase and it's being advertised on Twitter, you can buy it through Amazon just by replying to a message, responding to the tweet with the hashtag Amazon cart, which will immediately going to prompt you to Amazon cart so that you can continue your shopping directly from Twitter. So this is called social shopping. And here's another example how a fashion company does social shopping, where you can see what your friends buy, what your friends like, and you might decide to actually purchase the same products. Social shopping. And then finally there is a T in the Connect model, test. Test and fine-tune your social media campaigns. See if they work for you or not. I actually had a friend who used to say that it's easy to be successful. He says that you just need to create your own business plan and to give it a decent try, and then if the plan doesn't work, then you just change the plan and then test another idea, test another plan, and then if it doesn't work, develop another plan, test another plan, and then eventually do the same until you succeed. So just the whole idea is really to fine-tune whatever you do, to test it and fine-tune and test it and fine-tune until you get it to work. And there's no one that can tell you exactly what will work for your product and for your customers. You just have to test it. Another friend of mine likes to say that there are 3 big secrets on the internet today, just 3 big secrets, and they are: number 1, testing; number 2, testing; and number 3, testing again. So we recently, Siri Jones and myself, we wrote an article in Business in Vancouver about the 3 biggest internet secrets: testing, testing, and testing. But in a nutshell, you need to use the analytics tools provided by the social media, such as, for example, Facebook has its own analytics. It's called Facebook Insights, and you can gain lots of useful information and insights by using this particular tool. You need to measure and test different social media. For example, is Twitter working for you, or LinkedIn? How about Facebook? What content really gets more traction? What kind of traffic are you getting on different platforms? Who is really your most responsive target audience? Do they interact? Do they like? Do they follow? Do they get involved? How much and how often? You can test pretty much anything. And remember to test and try things until you get it to work. So this is about Connect model, about the 7 principle of connecting with your prospective and current customer through better context and the big picture and the strategy and objectives, through fusing your online and offline business, through providing new content, networking through social media, expanding through advertising, converting, don't forget to provide sales call to action, and eventually to test it until you get it to work. Thank you very much.